Welcome, everybody, to Let's Talk, the Todd Worsham Show. Welcome, everybody. Well, unfortunately, I've been under the weather for the last few days. um, the 19's been running around my work. Well, a couple people tested positive. I don't waste my time with the test. But yeah, I've been down, so if I'm a little sluggish tonight, I apologize. Still got some of the junk going on, but it's getting better. I went to work today to sweat it all out since there's no air conditioning in my office. My office is the hangar. Anyway, so today's episode is going to be conspiracy theories. You decide. I actually had a couple people ask me about it, so because everybody's always making fun of me. Um, like at work, they call me Alex Jones. It's even up on the board. Yeah, I'm a conspiracy freak. No, I'm not. I just ask questions. I don't believe one way or another. I just ask questions. I mean, that's what isn't that what we should do? Is just ask questions. I mean, you see a situation, doesn't matter what it is. I mean, like for example, when I was an aircraft mechanic and I used to, actually work on planes and stuff like that. Um, you have to sit there and you have to think about what you're doing. If I put this here, put that there, and you have to ask yourself questions. And well, if I do this or if I do that, so I mean, I look at some of this stuff the same way. So, my favorite one, of course, I probably shouldn't have started with my favorite, but I will. I'll start with my favorite. Is the chemtrails. I've been in aviation for a long time. Um, I don't know everything. Um, I'm not a certified jet mechanic, but I mean, like jet engine mechanic, but I've worked on jet engines a lot, tuned them back in the old days when you actually had cables on them. 727s, old DC9s, dash 10s, they had cables on the throttles. I mean, like a car to these jet motors. And certain times of the year, we had to set the we had to reset the fuel monitoring unit, the throttle basically. We had to set it for different temperatures and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, so I know a little bit about it, and then not only that, but to even back my side of it up. But I'm not really taking sides. I'm just asking questions. So I just read an article in some science magazine. I don't know. I want to say about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was talking about how the new jet engines, the way that they're creating the exhaust cones. In the industry, we call them cookie cutters because that's what they look like. They come out of the back of the engine. They look like a big cookie cutter. And so the efficiency and development of the new exhaust systems on today's planes produce almost absolutely zero condensation. So they don't produce hardly any contrails. And I can contest to that because I can remember being younger and you see contrails all the time, and they only last like, and and you can Google this because it's hilarious. Don't even, I guess I can tell you my Google story about all this, but anyway, so you can Google it. And on Google, it'll tell you it lasts 90 seconds. It is as long as a football field. That's a contrail. Okay. So here in Arizona, what we have here is we have a tic-tac board. And sometimes it's before the sun goes down, and sometimes it's just before the sun comes up. And then usually by 11 o'clock, every time you see the TikTok, the lines, by about 11 or 12 o'clock that afternoon, the sky is always overcast. I've lived here for a long time, and I can tell you, as being an Arizona resident, that the skies are always freaking blue here. That was one of the things that just amazed me when I moved here. The skies were just so solid blue, and it was just so gorgeous. And it was like that like every day of the year, except for maybe monsoon season and maybe a few days, I think, in like February or March, because we get a little bit of winter rain in from California. But it was completely different. I don't know, but chemtrails. I mean, I don't know what else to call them. I know Tennessee just banned them. So if they are a conspiracy, and you can Google that, you can look it up. Oh, so my story about Google. I got into a little debate with a coworker. This was few years ago, and she told me that chemtrails are they're a conspiracy theory. They're fictitious. They don't exist. So we're in the airplane. I think she was taxiing it, and so I Google it, and I pull it up, and everything on Google says conspiracy theory. And so at that moment, she won the argument. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to argue this because I can't pull up anything right now in this moment. So I'll go back and do some more research. So instead of Googling chemtrail, I Googled contrail. And it came up with a description, with some, like measurements of time and measurements of space, football field in 90 seconds. That's what it said, clear as day. And it had a picture of what you could see was like a contrail, was like a cloud, because that's what a contrail is. It's just moisture. It's like a cloud. And so I shared it with her. And then she texts me back, Alex Jones. But whatever. But I'm not telling you to believe one way or another. But all I can tell you is by being in the industry for as long as I have and being around jet engines and having a little bit of knowledge about this, I would definitely say that what we're seeing in our skies are not contrails. And then if you go to websites like engineeringwatch.org, they have really good explicit footage of the C-17s actually spraying. They have documentaries on there where they have actually gone up there and taken samples of the air that's come off from these C-17s, and they've done chemical analysis on them, and they break it all down in there. They're independent scientists that are not, they're not mainstream, they're not left, they're not right, they're just third party places that take this stuff to and say, hey, I want a chemical analysis. It's not politically, in my opinion, it's not politically orientated or anything like that. Although I think most people would call engineeringwatch.org, I think they would call them probably a right wing extremist group. I could see people doing that, but I think they're no different than the Green Deal or the Greenpeace or any of those kind of people. They really believe in what they believe in, and they struggle and they fight for what they believe in. So whether it's right or wrong, I don't really know. I mean, but so my personal opinion about the chemtrails is that they are chemtrails. I do know this for a fact because I actually looked up some research a while back. Because I've been noticing over the last few years that my upper respiratory is just like always bad. It's just always bad. I'm always congested, sinuses, headaches. Never had this before, never. So I went and started looking up, respiratory, upper respiratory illnesses, see what the statistics were in Arizona. In about 5 years, they've gone up almost 300%. Now, I don't know about you, and I'm just doing a common sense thing here, asking a common sense question. When something goes up 300%, should there not be some type of catalyst for that? Should there? Why would that happen? Why all of a sudden, would all of a sudden, this thing just change like this and just go up and up and up and just keep exponentially growing? What what was the prerequisite? Well, why did that happen? I don't know. But I don't know. So that's just my theory. Doesn't mean it's true. I really don't. I believe what I believe because I know what I know. Does that make sense? And all my knowledge and all my years experience in everything that I know about aviation tells me that what I see in my sky in Arizona is not a contrail. It is a chemtrail. And I'm telling you, go on to engineeringwatch.org, and I'm not saying believe everything. I'm just saying just open it up and look at it and check some stuff out on there, and you won't believe what you're watching and what you're reading. You just won't. So you'll ask the question that everybody asks. Why would the government do that? Why would the government kill us? Why would the government kill our soil? Why would the government do all that? It's a good question, and I'm not going to go down that road right now today. I have my theories, but That's not for here for now. But yeah, in my opinion, they are real, and I do believe that they're um, watching and listening to the scientists on engineeringwatch.org. I strongly believe that they're telling the truth because they have no motivation. They're not owned by anybody. They don't have any monetary compensation for the results of their testing, and they have nothing in it. They got no money in the game, so I don't see how that would do anything. So anyway, chemtrails. I don't know. You decide. And it's so I mean, literally 30 seconds on Google contrail. Look at the picture, read the descriptions, read the measurements and all that kind of stuff. Go outside and look at the TikToks in your sky and tell me that the picture that's in Google matches um, the sky. And you can do the same thing. Wikipedia. I think Wikipedia has a picture in there too. I believe. It's all it's all left wing knowledge. It's not all like that, but I mean, you just got to be careful what you're reading. Try to go to some of the back pages, page 4 and page 5 on Google, and do some well-rounded research, please. Don't just go by my word or whatever's word. Just do it yourself. It doesn't take long and it's fun. So I think it's fun. All right, moving on to the next one because I think I went a little bit over, but that's okay. It's my show. I was just watching this today. I don't even know why I watched it. Jeffrey Epstein. That's the conspiracy. So, all the facts that I have seen, mainly based, I don't know, it's such a circumstantial case that it's almost like you can say exactly what happened without knowing what happened because so many separate events happened that the odds of them just happen to happen that night are astronomical in that order at that exact time. The cameras didn't work. The guards took a nap and lied and forged the records. And I don't even remember what happened to those people. I don't know if they got demoted or fired or what. If I were to guess, I would say nothing happened to them. If I were to guess, I would say they probably got a bonus check somewhere. But I don't know. Then I would be a conspiracy theorist. But sorry about that. Throat's still a little dry. So that'd be a conspiracy theory. So we're not going down there. But anyway, so the thing that moved me the most about on this case was, and I don't remember who. I don't know why sometimes I remember certain things from everything that I research, and some things I just don't remember. So I don't remember if it's Epstein's family or someone else or his lawyer or his estate or whom or whatever. What's her name? Juliana Maxwell or Maxwell, I think her name is. Somebody, but at any rate, people paid for third party coroner's report. And I believe there's 2 of them. Don't quote me on that, but for some reason my brain says that there was 2 of them, but there might not be. But at any rate, so the independence report didn't match the state's report. And that's kind of fishy because the jail's in the custody of the state. The process was in the custody of the state. The prisoner was in the custody of the state. And he wound up dead. And for sake of not being right, let's just say one coroner, okay? But the third party coroner, his research came up saying that it was not suicide. It couldn't have been. It was not the way I can't remember the name of that bone that's in your neck, but the way that bone was snapped or the way it was positioned or whatever is, I think, suffocation. strangulation, but it wasn't from, because I believe if you hang yourself with like a cloth, like um, I can't remember that comedian's name now. um, I think if you hang yourself, you suffocate yourself more than you do anything, and then your body gives, and then those bones separate in a different angle or a different method or something like that. Than where is if it's snapped or if it's pressurized or something like that. So a lot of times when you're murdered or you get killed or something like that, the imprint of the weapon or the imprint of what happened to you stays there for a little while. And if you get to the body quick enough, you can catch those those CSI things, those little things. So pretty cool. But anyway, so I don't know. It's just kind of like I was talking about circumstantial. So the two guards, two, they both fell asleep and they both forged the records. Now, if I remember correctly, both cameras on each end of the hallway were non-working. So it wasn't like they were like missing time, or it's like somebody erased a space in there, because then that would have been extremely obvious. I mean, because that means that someone would have had to physically get into the computer and go in there and fraud. But instead, the cameras weren't even working. They weren't even on. I don't know if it's because they weren't on or because the system was broke, or I don't know why, but all I know is that they were not working at that time. So that's pretty convenient. The guard sleeping, cameras not working. He was taken off a suicide watch. He did not have a cellmate. That I believe was a stipulation of his enjailment, in his incarceration. I believe is that he had to be in the cell with another person. So I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. So I mean, everything failed. I mean, so you talk about a perfect storm. So everything had to fail for this to happen. So now let's look at the other side, the right wing side. So how many people have been to Epstein's Island? So if they've already prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell for what was it, for providing children for pedophilia or for pornography or something. I can't remember. I don't know what the exact charges, but I know she got arrested. She's in jail, and they have the names and probably videos and audio recordings of probably so many major people around the world that this just had to go away. I mean, in some senses, it's almost as big as JFK, because JFK was anti-war, and the left wing wasn't having that, especially Johnson. The progressives, they want war because they need money. They need to launder money, and the best way to launder money is through war. And nowadays, it's healthcare. But I didn't even put that. Well, that's not really. Well, it might be a conspiracy, but I don't want to go down healthcare because y'all know what I think about our healthcare system here. It's pretty horrible. So I don't know. So you got all these people, these high-end people, one percenters, that pretty much control the world, and they've all been kind of caught red-handed with children in their hands. And even the girls have all come forward, and they've said who they've had sex with, and all of a sudden people are disappearing, like the Boeing thing. I mean, how do you have two whistleblowers die back to back? I mean, well, wait a minute. I don't have that down on my conspiracy thing, but there's another conspiracy. That's pretty strange. What are the odds of that? Two whistleblowers, and they both committed suicide. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm just asking the questions. I'm not swayed one way or another. But anyway, on the Epstein thing, I don't know. For me, the jury's still out. I could see him killing himself. Be honest with you. If I was in that situation, I could see me killing myself because I would know everything I don't know. I don't know because I really don't know what really happened because everything is secrecy and hearsay and this way or that way and it's all spin. It's a spin doctor. I mean, it just spins. I don't know. So what I try to do is not like really give a fuck because the whole Epstein thing doesn't phase my life in one minute nano nothing micro to the 20th 5 millionth power. I could give a shit's ass about Epstein. I mean, I feel bad about the girls that were hurt, and there should be something done about that. I mean, I do agree with that. um, the peoples that were involved with that, they all need to be arrested. That's all I got to say about that. I mean, if that's what really happened, I mean, but it just looks like that's what's happened. So, I don't know. All right, so running out of time here. Climate change, global warming. So, did you know that according to geologists, some meteorologists, and some other scientists, I've done a little bit of research on this, on independent scientists and PhDs, researchers. We are still at the tail end of the ice age. That's what they're claiming. So when I hear that the planet's getting warmer, and then the scientists are over here telling me, peoples, we're coming out of an ice age. Okay. So if we're coming out of the ice age, wouldn't that kind of mean that the ice is going to melt? Right? All right. And then the oceans are going to rise, and the ocean's going to rise. So the thing that irritates me about these green people and this whole climate change and global warming crap is, and I'll just say this plainly and clearly as I can, our planet is a living entity. It is a living being. It moves, it breathes, it changes direction, it changes polarization, it moves around, continents move around, it does all kinds of things. And modern civilization has only been here for how many hundreds of years? And the planet's how many billions of years old? And then we have the audacity and the ego and the narcissistic attitude to say that we know everything. Of course the climate's changing. I mean, we already know in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia and in Egypt, that was a tropical area. It was fertile. I mean, we've found plants, we've found all kinds of physical proof showing that whole area at one point in time was lush. The Nile River used to go right in front of the pyramids. We know this. I mean, so yeah, the climate's changing. And us spraying fucking chemicals and us fucking with it doesn't help it because the planet's taking care of itself. And if we produce too much CO2, the planet will produce something to filter that. But I mean, it doesn't mean just go ballistic and not have, not worry about it, not think about it, because that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we haven't been here very long, and the planet has been in constant change in all the billions of years of its life. And we as people can't change that. So all your money and all your windmills and all the whales that you're killing, all the hazardous waste that you're producing, all this garbage, when you say you want to help the planet, you're doing all this stuff to completely damage it. I mean, if you think killing whales is cool, you're a moron. I don't know what else to say. Really? Big old sperm whale does nothing but eat plankton, and you're gonna knock them off? You're gonna blow their eardrums up? I cannot believe in this day and age that things like this are still happening and we're still doing things like this. I mean, I haven't checked on it lately, so I don't know if it's stopped, but I don't know. But we killed a lot of whales. For what? For green power? How many whales did we kill with my F-250 diesel when I had, I mean, or how many do I kill with my, my truck? I don't know. All the research I've done says that CO2 is healthy and it creates a healthy, strong atmosphere. That's all the things that I've read, because I don't go to mainstream scientists. I go to third party scientists. I research people who do independent research and do their own mathematics and do their own, theories and all that kind of stuff. And I listen to multiple ones. I don't just listen to one and that's it and run. I like to listen to everybody's opinion. But as far as getting off mainstream scientifically, the scientists aren't telling you, they're not being let go to tell the truth. So we can generate this green thing. So this is why this is the theory, because this is my theory. My theory is this is just another money laundering system. Because you've got the healthcare, you got climate change, and you got war. Those are the three main money laundering systems of the United States right now. Those are my conspiracy theories. I firmly believe that, because they are all such a waste. I mean, why do we want to kill people? I don't know. But anyway, back to the climate change. Sorry, I got a little excited there. You can hear my voice is really deep. Because I will survive. At any rate, so yeah. I mean, if you look at everything that the Green New Deal, electric cars, because in my opinion, I'm not going to say electric cars aren't going to be the way, but I'm going to say batteries are not going to be the way. Especially when the planet and our atmosphere and everything within our magnetic sphere is electrically charged. So what people don't understand is there's free electricity all around you. It's everywhere. Go look up some of Tesla's experiments, especially the one where he put the light bulbs in the ground and they all lit up. I think it was almost 20. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say it was like 20 miles long, the stream of light bulbs that he put out. And they ran off the ground. As soon as you pulled them out of the ground, they went off. As soon as you put them in the ground, they went on. So I don't know. He did it. It's on video. There's pictures there. Well, actually, it's on video, I believe. Yeah, Tesla's really cool. I don't want to go. I should do a special. I freaking love Nikola Tesla. So anyway, my ADHD just kicked in. I apologize to everybody. So yeah, so the global warming part has been answered by, we're still coming out of the tail end of the ice age, and everything that I'm reading in I'm seminars I'm watching, all that kind of stuff, say that eventually that the caps will melt. They will. At one point in time, they will all be gone. So at that point in time, I mean, the temperature on the Earth will probably go up another, I don't know, 2-3 degrees, maybe. Okay. And then all the snow will be melted. Yeah. Okay. I don't understand the problem, because more than likely that'll produce more trees. It'll produce more rain. It'll produce more weather. It'll produce more of in my opinion, I think it'll produce more of a tropical environment. So I don't understand why people are flipping out over the natural cycles and the natural function of our Mother Earth. I mean, like I told you in the opening statement. I mean, until you understand that our planet is a living thing, just like you and me, until you understand that and grasp that, then none of this is ever going to make sense to you. Because the best thing that we can do is treat the planet as well as we can and move on. So we should be aware, like trash, and I might even do a special on that too. Trash. I mean, I don't know why I'm fixated with trash right now, but trash is just blowing my mind. I just think about it all the time. What do you do with all this trash? I know I'm weird. I know. So, at any rate, I was gonna have another one, but well, I kind of wrapped it up in there, kind of green energy. So, because green energy is tied into the climate change and the global warming and all that crap. So, but my I'm going to give this one a big thumbs down. I mean, as far as it being conspiracy, I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I believe the whole Green Deal and whole green energy crap is it's a complete conspiracy. It is nothing but one of the hugest worldwide money laundering systems. Just like the healthcare. What is healthcare connected to? CDC. What's CDC connected to? The WHO, World Health Organization. They're trying to put laws on us now where we can't even take care of our own people, and they want us to give up our medical sovereignty to some little country over in Europe. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you kidding me? You know, and you got to read this stuff. I mean, and you see what we're doing on a world scale, and you have to question this stuff. Why would the United States of America, without even putting a vote to it, or without even asking their people, why would they agree to giving up our sovereignty, ours? Fuck them. If they want to give up theirs, they have them give up theirs, but not mine. Oh man. I don't know. There's some crazy stuff going on in the world right now, so I don't know. But my advice to you people is, some of you people, is to look at world news every once in a while, and especially when it comes to the WHO and WEF and and DEI. I mean, stay in tune with that stuff. Just look at it, and I'm not telling you to do that to anger, and don't get angry over it. Just watch it and just process it, and just see it. I mean, because there's just a lot of stuff that's just going to blow your mind, and you're going to be sitting here scratching your heads thinking, what the hell are we doing? What American citizen would agree upon this? I mean, it's out of control. Our government's out of control. That's all I got to say. I mean, they're completely out of control, man. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for suffering through my ADHD and my COVID-19. No, I'm not going to say I had that. I did not test. I don't know, but I don't think so. It was too quick. At any rate, every Thursday, that's when the show gets released. That's when it's on, and that's when you get to enjoy my funny face and listen to me just ramble on. All right. Anyway, thank you, people, and have a great night. Bye.